in this video I want to talk about the dangers of high amounts of caffeine. Now, there's caffeine in a lot of things that people ingest, and maybe on a small basis is probably not a bad deal. But this is for the people that drink them all day long. So whether you're a coffee drinker, you got to have your Starbucks every morning, or all day. You know, there's many coffee drinkers that will drink coffee all day long. Okay, this is for your energy drinkers, drinking them all day long. Number one, you don't even know what's really in them. It's a cocktail full of chemicals, not just caffeine. You have no idea what you're actually ingesting into your body that you're becoming addictive to. But the other thing is it causes a lot of dysregulation within the nervous system, and that is because it affects your sleep, so your sleep-wake cycle. And what happens is when you drink it on a regular basis, you become addicted to it. You feel like you have to have it. So maybe you have a job that has a lot of requirements, and it makes you, you know, in order to do your job, you feel like you have to be over-caffeinated. Maybe it's just something that when I take it away, I get a migraine. And that's because when you take it away and you get that migraine, your blood vessels are opening and you're actually getting more blood flow. And so that's what creates the migraine, is the increased blood flow. So we're going to talk about the opposite of that. But before we get there, your sleep patterns, when it affects your sleep-wake cycle, it causes chronic insomnia. And then what happens is night after night, day after day, night after night, we have this dysregulated sleep cycle and insomnia. And then what happens is it affects your moods, it affects your emotions, it affects your nervous system. And that's where a lot of dysregulation comes from. Even before we get into the mental health and the trauma or anything, just your daily caffeine intake. It's almost worse than some hard drugs, some pharmaceutical drugs, because it's legal and you can consume so much of it. And so it is one of the number one things that causes dysregulated nervous system, and that's because your inconsistent sleep-wake cycles and how it affects your nervous system, your emotions, and your moods. Okay, so there's that part. Now we're going to talk about the heart. Okay, we talked about a little bit when we take that away, so we stop ingesting caffeine and we get those migraines, but that's because we get that increased blood flow. Okay, well, when you're ingesting it and you're taking in a lot of amount of it, like drinking it all day long, you're doing exactly the opposite. So you're shrinking those blood flow and those blood vessels. And so how many of you suffer from high blood pressure? It's pretty common, right? Maybe it's that mood thing, maybe it's a lack of nutrition kind of thing, lack of consistent rest in your life. Okay, so you got high blood pressure. Now we're shrinking our blood vessels. What do you think is going to happen? You're literally setting yourself up for cardiac arrest. So when you drink high amounts of caffeine all day long, you're literally setting yourself up for cardiac arrest. So it affects your nervous system, your sleep-wake cycle. It affects your moods. It affects your nervous system. And it increases your chances of a heart attack. So taking away that caffeine intake, getting good quality sleep, taking your B vitamins, which naturally gives you energy, and the proper nutrition and rest, you don't need high amounts of caffeine. You can still get through your day, still do your daily function in your job, whatever it requires, but you can do it at a healthy standpoint and your heart is not working incredibly hard.